Hi, everybody. So this is a comma and semicolons practice. I think this is our last one. This is on B18, normal drill. Do this first, commas and semicolons only. Okay, here we go. Dutifully, comma, rule 2. Flora, rule 6. Mother of Angie, rule 6. Went shopping for a Halloween costume, comma, rule 1. For her daughter, comma, rule 7, who was earning excellent grades in school, comma, rule 7, was invited to her first costume party. Okay, so dutifully, rule 2, because that's an introductory modifier. Flora, mother of Angie, rule 6, because that's in a positive, that's re-identifying information about Flora. Flora went shopping for a Halloween costume, comma, rule 1, 4 is a coordinate conjunction. For her daughter, comma, and this is extra information, rule 7, who was earning excellent grades in school, comma, rule 7, was invited to her first Halloween for her first costume party. When she first learned of the party, comma, rule 4, Flora, comma, rule 6, a former seamstress, comma, rule 6, again, that's identifying information about Flora, was going to make Angie's costume, semicolon, because that's a full stop. Just read the whole thing. When she first learned of the party, comma, Flora, comma, a former seamstress, comma, was going to make Angie's first costume, semicolon. She had a ream of pink silk, comma, sequins, comma, rule 3, it's a list, and an old tiara, comma, rule 1, because of the but, coordinating conjunction. But Flora's plans to turn her daughter into a princess were dashed by the other parents, and all that's perfectly fine without commas. In this neighborhood, comma, Flora was surprised to learn that much status was placed on the quality and expense of a girl's costume. So yes, that's a long sentence there, but it's only comma after neighborhood. Rule 4, Flora was surprised to learn that much of the status was placed on the quality and expense of the girl's costume. No other commas. The first comma, rule 2, introductory modifier, Flora was indignant. Short, independent clause, but rule 1, comma, because it's a full stop. But her daughter, comma, rule 7, because this is again a non-restrictive relative clause beginning with who did not want to be embarrassed, comma, rule 7. So again, after daughter, rule 7, after embarrassed, rule 7. Her daughter was insistent. Okay. Mommy, comma, rule 10, because that's direct address. I have enough trouble fitting in as is, comma, rule 8, with the comma next to the S and between and S, comma, quote. Angie said, don't be cheap, semicolon. Again, it's short, but it's an independent clause. Buy me a proper costume. Holding her breath, comma, rule 9, Flora took the attitude in stride and conceded to Angie's demand. Again, only one comma, rule 9, because the ing modifier coming before Flora, who is the subject of also the holding. As she shopped, comma, rule 4, that's an introductory subordinate clause. It's short, as she shopped, but she and shop, that's the subject verb, and as is the subordinated conjunction on the subordinated clause. As she shopped, comma, rule 4, she appeased herself by thinking that she could have made a better costume. Semicolon. That's a full stop there. It could have been a period, but only semicolons here. Angie doesn't know what she's missing, comma, she thought. And that's like a thought, but it's also like a quoted dialogue in a sense, so that's rule 8. Although the first store was crowded, comma, rule 4, introductory subordinate clause, it had a great selection, semicolon. However, comma, rule 2, the prices were too high. Although the first store was crowded, subordinate clause there, rule 4, it had a great selection, full stop, subordinate, semicolon, excuse me. However, comma, that's a conjunctive adverb, the prices were too high. Looking at the price tags, comma, rule 9, who's doing the looking, Flora was appalled, semicolon. Flora was appalled, short, but an independent clause. She would not pay $80 for something that she would wear, for something that would be worn only once. And again, there are no commas in that piece there. Finally, rule 2, at the 5th store, comma, rule 4, introductory prepositional phrase, she found the right costume, semicolon, that's a full stop. It was inexpensive, comma, pretty, comma, and the correct size. And that's rule 3 for items in a series. When Flora got home and showed it to her daughter, comma, rule 4, when is the beginning of a subordinated clause, Angie was horrified, semicolon, full stop. Angrily, comma, rule 2, introductory, it's an introductory modifier to the second half of the sentence. It's not really a conjunctive adverb. It's kind of working like a conjunctive adverb. Angrily, comma, rule 2, Angie turned as red as the costume. You want me to go as the devil, comma, rule 8, quoted dialogue. Flora said, comma, rule 8, quoted dialogue. Honey, that's direct address, rule 10. Honey, trust me, try it on. Within minutes, comma, rule 4, prepositional phrase. Angie, pitchfork in hand, and that's rule 9, rule 9. It's that modifying clause that modifies to Angie's the one doing it. Angie returned as happy as could be. Mom, comma, rule 10, I love it, comma, rule 8, quoted dialogue, she said. Wisely, comma, rule 2, Flora had found Angie an ideal costume, comma, rule 6, because it's now going to re-explain what ideal is, one that diminishes her self-conscious daughter's physical flaws and highlights her best features. Okie doke. So I hope that helps. Any questions and such, put it into the replies. Thank you very much.